The sight of Philippe Coutinho in an Aston Villa shirt is one few would have ever predicted. Back in 2018, the Brazilian playmaker was tearing it up for Liverpool, so much so Barcelona paid £142 million to bring him to the Camp Nou. It remains today the fourth most expensive transfer in history. But roll on to the present day, and following 17 goals and just 76 La Liga appearances, Coutinho has left the club on loan for a second time. It looks highly unlikely that the magician will ever appear for the Blaugrana again, signalling an end to one of the most costly and disastrous transfers of the modern era. But Coutinho is not alone in being unable to live up to his price tag, with almost every deal north of the £100 million mark open to scrutiny. From Antoine Griezmann's switch to Barca to Eden Hazard's horrific time at Madrid, it's becoming increasingly hard to find value in the blockbuster business. But why have some of the biggest transfers of our time failed to deliver, and are we likely to see more mega deals completed down the line? In our latest Football Daily Explained, we decided to find out. According to Transfermarkt, there have been 10 deals that officially clock in at over £100 million. Top of that list are the monumental PSG acquisitions of Neymar and Kylian Mbappe at £199.8 million and £130.5 million respectively. Barcelona's attempts to replace Neymar follow in Usman Dembele and Coutinho, with Griezmann at number 6 ahead of João Felix's switch to Atletico Madrid. Cristiano Ronaldo's move to Juventus and Eden Hazard complete the top 10, along with the two newest members of the £100 million club, Jack Grealish and Romelu Lukaku. The Belgian's return to Chelsea should move into 9 figures provided certain clauses are met. Among the 10, arguably only the Mbappe deal has been a genuine success. Ronaldo scored 101 times for Juve but never achieved a deep run into Europe and left with the old lady in decline. And for all Neymar's brilliance at PSG, he is still yet to play more than 20 games in a single Ligue 1 campaign, while the Champions League title has continued to elude them too. For the remaining 7 transfers, it's possible to find reasons for their failure that afflicts any deal irrelevant of their cost. In 2016, Jurgen Klopp cast doubt on the logic of big money deals following Paul Pogba's world record move to Manchester United, warning, if you bring one player in for £100 million and he gets injured, then it all goes through the chimney. All too often, Klopp has been proven right. Eden Hazard is a perfect example. A 4-time Chelsea Player of the Year, the Belgian scored 110 times for the Blues and departed in 2019 after a season where he posted 31 goal involvements in the league alone. His fine work convinced Real Madrid to part with £108 million for his services, even though he had a single year left on his contract. But the Hazard that lit up Stamford Bridge has never arrived at the Bernabeu. To date, he's only played 43 times in La Liga, scoring 4 and assisting 6, and this season Ancelotti is actively not bringing him off the bench, confirming that the exit door has been thrown open for the club's record signing. Though finding a team who'll take on his staggering £416,000 per week wages will be near impossible. As recently as May 2021, it was estimated that the former Lille star costs Madrid €40,000 for every minute of action. It's no secret why this transfer has failed so dramatically. For all his supremacy in England, Hazard was often targeted by the opposition. Between 2016 and 2019, he was consistently the most fouled player in the Premier League, on average winning a free kick 3.5 times per 90. In fact, the 31-year-old is believed to be the most fouled top-flight player of the last decade. This aggression, combined with the fact he averaged 61 games per season for club and country between 2009 and 2019, was always going to take its toll. According to Transfermarkt, Hazard has incurred 15 separate injuries at Real Madrid and missed at least 61 matches in all competitions. Though Los Blancos' medical team have often received scrutiny for their handling of Gareth Bale and other stars in their ranks, Hazard's decline has accelerated beyond a point most could ever have predicted. It's a similar story for Neymar. Like Hazard, the Brazilian is electric on the ball, ranking among the top 1 percentile of players in Europe for dribbles and progressive carries. Though this ability has meant he's fouled on average every 21.7 minutes in Ligue 1. This has triggered many lengthy visits to the physio table, with Transfermarkt estimating he suffered a massive 24 injuries and missed 100 matches during his time in Paris. His most recent ankle injury arose in typical fashion, after a clattering challenge from St Etienne's Yvan Macon. And finally there's Isman Dembele, another dazzling winger who's never too far from the sidelines. While muscular problems have caused him more troubles than opposition defenders, he's still missed a ridiculous 102 matches for the Blaugrana since signing for €140 million just 5 years ago. Still only 24, Dembele is on course to leave the club for free this summer unless his contract situation is resolved. Currently earning a hefty £210,000 per week, it's estimated the Frenchman has cost Barca over €1.1 million every game he's actually appeared in. Ultimately, no amount of money can change the fortunes of a player's fitness. No one is to blame in these situations, but injury can exacerbate the embarrassment of a big transfer when it goes wrong. The cases which deserve more scrutiny are concerned with a breakdown in tactics and poor planning. Just look at Romelu Lukaku. It's taken less than 6 months for the Belgian to lose his cool with Thomas Tuchel, as revealed during his ill-advised interview with Sky Italia. Lukaku lamented his playing time under the German, before adding that the two were searching for a tactical system where they could find each other. It was no secret that the 28-year-old played his best football at Inter Milan in a front two, yet at Chelsea he's being asked to play as the sole striker. Lukaku is more than capable of fulfilling that role, but it's intriguing that the Blues didn't move for a forward more naturalised to the coach's ideas. The failure of Coutinho at Barcelona follows a similar story. He joined in a summer where the Blaugrana changed managers from Luis Enrique to Ernesto Valverde, who fluctuated from a 4-4-2 to an austere interpretation of a 4-3-3. This never helped Coutinho, while his desire to play with the ball at his feet also clashed with Messi's own preference to roam and dictate play, causing the Brazilian to create issues on the pitch and lose confidence. His 360k per week wages only added to the disastrous affair. Antoine Griezmann was also entirely a wrong fit for Barcelona. A passion project signing of the former club president Josep Bartomeu, the Frenchman performed almost exclusively for both France and Atletico Madrid as a second striker. Yet at Barca, he was asked to replace Neymar on the left wing. A modest return of 9 goals and 4 assists in his first campaign in Catalonia confirmed Griezmann wasn't the pacey winger needed to complement Messi and Suarez's ageing legs in attack, as demonstrated by the fact his dribbles have never peaked over 1 a game. Ronald Koeman promised to change things as Barcelona boss, telling press, with all due respect, Griezmann isn't a winger. He needs to play where he has his entire life. But the Dutchman never lived up to his promise, merely shifting the former Real Sociedad star to the right flank. Griezmann would later criticise Koeman by praising how the French coach Didier Deschamps knows where to put me, before directly addressing his problems at Barcelona. I have undergone 3 coaches and a global pandemic and still need time to adapt. There have been comments from everyone, even the candidates for the presidency. By the summer of 2021, the 30-year-old had returned to Atletico on loan in a deal which heaped more ridicule on the Blaugrana. The whole Griezmann saga showed how a dysfunctional boardroom strategy and misguided transfer policy can produce monumental failures no matter the cost. Both Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola have been vocal supporters of squad building over star name additions. While they have spent big in recent years, Liverpool and Van Dijk and now City on Grealish, the pair very rarely get it wrong in the market. Another manager who is particularly calculated with his additions is Atletico Madrid boss Diego Simeone. So it's interesting how the club's biggest transfers have often been the ones that have proved the most disappointing. João Felix is no closer to fulfilling his £114 million price tag, whilst Thomas Lemar has only recently become a consistent performer 4 years on from his own £64 million move. The greatest success stories have arrived for far more modest fees. Among the stars that helped Atleti win La Liga in 2021, the standout trio of Kieran Trippier, Marcos Llorente and Yannick Carrasco cost over £71 million combined. 21-goal Luis Suarez arrived for merely £7 million, while both Jan Oblak and Angel Correa have both quadrupled their value since joining for £24 million collectively. In fact, the entire starting 11 that featured in their title-winning match against Real Valladolid cost a combined £143 million to assemble, significantly less than the £178 million spent on Lemar and Felix. Neither of them started at the Estadio José Zorrilla. It just goes to show how elite squad building doesn't always require massive investment. And with an increasing number of well-paid stars like Pogba and Mbappe choosing to run down their contracts rather than sign new deals, clubs are waking up to the flagrant risks of overspending on one player. All transfers suffer the same issues of character, injury and tactical issues regardless of the price tag. While some additions are certainly driven with commercial interests in mind, it's a risky strategy that can collapse in the eyes of the fans. It won't be long before another club spends £100 million on a player, but if history tells us anything, don't get too excited when that happens. So that was our look at why you should never spend £100 million on a footballer. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know in the comments down below. Why do you think some of these mega transfers have failed? As always, make sure you're subscribed to Football Daily with notifications switched on. Make sure you check out all of our other excellent content, and we'll see you next time.